around like this. Now we need to create a 3D box out of it. So for that, let's press Ctrl K and change the background color to white like that. Then select this and hit Ctrl D by holding, we have already enabled the snapping tool, so we don't need to hold anything. Let's select this, hit Ctrl D, bring this point over here, again hit Ctrl D and bring this point over here. Select this middle one, hit Ctrl D, bring this over here, hit Ctrl D and bring this over here. Now we have to adjust the anchor points of this, so let's select this, press Y for pen behind tool and bring this anchor point over here. Select this, bring this anchor point over here, this anchor point over here, this anchor point over here, and this anchor point over here. So now we have this structure. Now I'm going to select this and we need to parent this with this one. So let's select this and make it a parent with this slide and select all of them and convert them into 3D layer. Okay. And now all you need to do is you need to rotate. So let's go to the custom view so we can see this kind of view. Let's select this, press R for rotation, and we have to rotate it on x-axis. So let's make this -90. Select this, press R and let's rotate it on +90. Select this, press R and let's rotate it on 90 degree. Select this, press R and let's rotate it on -90 degree again. Select this, press R and let's rotate it on -90 degree again, like that. Okay, and then let's make this active camera view, so we are getting this kind of view. Now right click, new, and create one null object, and let's select this parenting, select all of them and make it a parent with this null. Select this null, press S and let's increase the size, press R for rotation and convert this into 3D as well. And let's create one keyframe on each and every rotation. Let's go to around 8 seconds and we will call it as one complete rotation, 1 and 1. Okay, so if you see this now, we are getting this kind of rotation, but it's not proper because our this null object is not at the center. So what you can do, let's hit Ctrl Z and let's go to the left view. I'm going to select this null object and I'm going to bring this, let's select all of this and change the parenting to none. Then select this null object. Let's try to bring this at the center first of all. Then select this slider controller, slides, and make it a parent with this null. Then you can select this null and create one keyframe on each rotation. Make this active camera. Go to the 8 seconds and now I can call it as 1, 1 and 1. And now if I see this rotation, it's properly from the center like that. Okay, over here. Now let's go to the slides over here. And now we have to create some animations over here. So for that, let's press P for position and create one keyframe. Then go somewhere around 1.10 seconds and create another keyframe. Then go to the start. Let's select this and move this over here. Select this, 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 move this over here. This over here. This over here. This over here. And for this one, let's move this over here like that. So okay, like that. Let's select this and if you see this now, we are getting this kind of animations. Let's select all of them and let's hit F9 to ease those keyframes. Go to the graph editor, select this graph by holding shift, move this handle over here. So if you see, we are getting this kind of structure. Now this animation should be 1 by 1, so I'm going to take a distance of 5 frames, and with the help of open square bracket, I'm going to adjust them 1 by 1 like that. So okay, like this over here. Okay, so now if you see this, we are getting this kind of formation of this cube. Okay, and we have to do this animation over there. So let's try to do it. Let's go to the scene 5 and let's go. This animation should be start at this point. So let's bring this scene 5 and bring this over here, and let's try to bring this over here like that. So okay, so at this point, if you can see, we are getting the formation of this cube over here. When this thing goes over here, I'm going to bring this portion somewhere around over here and it will look like that it's closing this portion. Okay, now let's make this full resolution. So we are getting this kind of cube formation over here like that. Okay, and this animation, I mean this HUD animation, I want there as well. So what I can do, I have this animation. I'm going to select this scene 4 and I'll hit Control D to duplicate it, and I'll bring this at the top, and I want this animation over here. So I'll bring this over here as well, and I'm going to bring this after this nullify, and I'll press T for opacity, and I'm going to change the opacity to 40. Also, let's hit U and delete all those keyframes, we don't need that. And I'm going to press S, I'll unlink this, and I'm going to make this -100 value, so it would be in opposite direction like that. So, and this animation should get started at this point like that. Okay, if you want, you can increase the opacity as well. It's totally up to you, and you can change the color of that to your favorite color. Like you can go to the effect and presets panel, and you can search for fill effect, and you can apply that, and you can pick up this color as well. It's if it looks good on you like that, or you can choose any different color as well, or you can choose this color as well. Okay, you can choose a little bit lighter version of it if it suits you, or you can choose white color as well. Okay, like it's totally up to you like this. Or you can go to this in scene 5 slide box. You can hide this black color as well. So if you see this box over here, there is no black color. Okay, so you can go inside this box too. Let's hide this black background. Okay, similarly go to the box, so let's hide this black background. Okay, so now if you see this, we are getting that proper structure of cube. Let's make this in quad resolution. So we are getting this kind of proper box like this. Okay, now at this point I want this thing should get explode. So for that, what I can do is that I'm going to select all of them, or let's select this one only, this slide. Let's select this and hit U, and at this point I'm going to create keyframes on each, and I'll delete those last keyframe, I don't need that. I'm going to select this keyframes and I'm going to hit F9. Then I'm going to select all of these slides, and I'm going to press P for position, and I'll create one keyframe. Then I'll go few frame forward. Then I'm going to select this slide, for example. Let's enable these options. It should go outwards, so let's bring this over here like that. Okay, now this slide which is over here, it should go over here, so let's bring this over here like that. Then let's enable this slide over here. This one should go backward like that, so let's select this and move this over here up to this. Okay, similarly select this and enable this portion. Let's bring this outward like that. Select this, let's bring this downwards like this. Select this one and let's bring this over here like that. Now let's select those and let's hit F9 and let's save this file. Okay, so now if you see this, we will get this kind of explosion. Let's select those keyframes and we'll go to the graph editor. Select this graph. You can select those keyframes by holding shift. I am going to move one handle over here, and let's move one handle over here like that. And you can do this procedure somewhere around little bit over here. So what will happen along with that exploration, you will get those rotation animation as well. So now if you see this structure over here, we are getting this kind of option over here. And now hit Control 0 and going to bring my atom comp over here like that, and let's bring this atom comp over here. I'll press S and let's decrease the size of this atom comp over here like that. And then I'm going to, at this point, if you see, our nucleus is going to get surrounded by this cube. So I'm going to select this nucleus as well as this energy. I'll hold Alt, close square bracket to trim up to this. Similarly, this adjustment layer over here, I'll hold Alt, close bracket to trim up this. We don't need that anymore. And then this thing is gonna get formed like that. And at this point, our animation is gonna get ended like that. Now let's see this animation from the start. Now it's time to give this animation a final look, which is needed. So right click, new, and create one null object. Hit enter and let's call it as size controller. it's going to control the size of each and every one. So let's select all of them, and all of these layers holding shift, and those layers which are not parent with this anyone, we need to make it a parent with this one, but this energy layer is parent with the 7th layer. So by holding control, I'm going to deselect that layer, and each and every layer should be parent with this size controller. Now during this first animation, size is getting decreased, so there is no need to do animation. Similarly, at this point, size is getting decreased, so there is no need for animation over here. At this point as well, size is gradually decreasing, so we don't need any animation over here. At this point, there is no cell size animation, so at this point I'm going to somewhere around over here, I'll press S, create one keyframe. I'll go few frame forward. At this point I'm going to make this value 120, like that. So we will get something like this. Let's try to bring this animation over here, like that. Okay, then as these animations go up to this, I'm going to make this value 100, like that. So if you see, at this point we will get some decreasing animation in size, and then at this point again I want size should be 125, not that much. Okay, like this. And as the animation goes forward, somewhere around at this point, size should be 100 again. Okay, so if you see, there's gonna be size animation at this point, like that. Okay, and select those keyframes, and you can hit F9 over there as well, over here, and this animation is gonna end over here. So if you see this animation now, we'll get first this, then we'll get this, and then we'll get this, and then we'll get this. If you want, you can bring this a little bit more, like that.